Right, you've got 2 warm-ups, 18 laps.
Well, we're back on the grid after carnage there. Just 1 lap into the race. It looks like we've got 2 warm-up laps, 18 laps. Unfortunately, incident obviously involving Christian is in there. And the Ram, John Ingram. Looks like we're going to get back underway. Robin, back over to you.
Well, thanks very much, Steve. Yes, a very violent crash indeed. But the good news is that, in essence, they're both walking wounded. Chris Hidden came out of that almost unscathed. And John Ingram, I believe, has hurt his shoulder. But my goodness, watching those replays, just horrific, and glad that they walked away at all. James Ellison, Luke Stableford, Paul Young there on the grid. This massive crowd settling down once again to watch what will now be an 18-lap rerun, Steve.
Yes, and I would imagine that Sam Lowes and James Ellison are actually thanking their lucky stars. That was looking like being a really good race because Ellison and Lowes were down in about 4th or 5th. They've now got another crack of the whip here as the lights go out and away they go. Luke Stableford, number 8 in the green Kawasaki, another good start. But look who's alongside him, number 77 there, James Ellison.
Fantastic stuff, yes, absolutely side by side. But Luke Stableford, who, as we mentioned earlier, was really on it all the way through the main qualifying session, the drier of the 2 yesterday. Another good start for him, Steve. He leads.
Yes, Luke Stableford, a British Supersport competitor. He's finished every single race so far this year, and that may well count for something here today. Phil Crow, who we're now on board with, funnily enough, he got off the line reasonably well. He's trying to make his way up into the top 6, really struggling with setup after an enormous crash himself during qualifying. But there's Stableford, number 8, then it's 77 Ellison, ahead of McConnell, 75, and Lowes, number 11.
Yeah, should explain that one of the main conditions for entering this race is that every single rider, whatever their background, has to have ridden a sub-54 lap of Mallory Park, so there are going to be no slouches out there today.
No, I'm not expecting anyone to get lapped either because these guys really are running at a good pace. This is a superb onboard shot of Phil Crow around Jars. Just shows you how quick they're going. Ellison's got out front though, number 77. He now leads from Stableford. There's McConnell under pressure from Sam Lowes, the current British Supersport champion. And Lowes fancies a look up the inside. Will he move into 3rd at the hairpin? Yes, he will.
Yes, he's going to push as hard as he can, isn't he? Because the last thing he wants to see is James Ellison hammering away at the front. Sam Lowes will be determined to keep that gap as close as possible until he can have a bit of a crack at him. Look at that, Phil Crow absolutely flat on it. He's up there in 8th place, chasing hard under the bridge there. But the leaders, with Billy McConnell there in 4th place, Stephen. He's a very laconic, laid-back chap, is Billy, but his nerves must still be jangling after that amazing accident and avoidance.
Yes, he could have been involved in that also, and well, he must have put it to the back of his head now because he's running okay. He's managing to hold on to Sam Lowes, who's now putting Luke Stableford under pressure. A little bit further back there, we've got Youngie, who's the other Oxford Tag Triumph runner. There we can see he's just behind Joel Morris, who's having a fantastic run, and Michael Robertson there also. This young Scot up ahead of Phil Crow here as they make their way into Shaw's Hairpin. Maybe running a little bit wide into there, but as we've mentioned before, Robin, plenty of different lines that you can take into Shaw's Hairpin.
Yes, this great little circuit here at Mallory Park. It's not designed CAD-CAM, it's not a computer job. It is one of these natural circuits. There is no correct line as such. You've just got to take the quickest for you, and there up the front still Ellison leads, but up into 2nd Sam Lowes.
Yes, and in 3rd position here Luke Stableford, now under pressure from Billy McConnell. So will Stableford end up in the top 3 overall? But this is the battle I think that everyone's been waiting to see. The Bogdanka versus the Power Galka. The 2 teammates, James Ellison on the 1000cc, Sam Lowes on the 600cc, both going for glory. Billy McConnell there, 75, thinking about having a look up the inside in Shaw's Hairpin. Unfortunately, he has to sit the bike up again.
That was just a little bit close, wasn't it? But there we see James Ellison with the lead. Now, of course, Steve, cash money prizes, and they're separate prizes for the 1000cc runners and the 600cc runners. Been a lot of talk all weekend about whether a 600 has the advantage here at this tight little circuit, or whether the power of the 1000 will carry the day. When the conditions were damp, I think you'd have said maybe the nimbler handling 600 would have done it, but at the moment, Ellison just has the advantage.
Yep, but you have to remember also these conditions are very hot. In fact, maybe a little too hot. They're lapping the best lap so far, 51.5 from Sam Lowes. Oh, and Sam Lowes is going to have a look up the inside. Oh, that's so close, they almost touch, and if Simon Buckmaster could see that, then he'd be pulling his hair out right now, because that's the last thing he needs to see, these two taking each other out. But, well, we will find out. It's a long old race.
They are hammering away at the front, and as you say, the talk of the paddock as well, of course, is the fact that this entire circuit's beautifully done. It's been resurfaced, and nobody really has the parameters for this kind of hot weather. This is the best day of the year at Mallory Park in terms of the sun and the heat, but nobody quite knows.
Oh, no, that's Luke Stapleford, I believe.
Oh,
Has he retired?
Oh, Luke, no, that doesn't want to play, and he's had... What a shame. A wonderful weekend right the way through to the important bit. Luke Stapleford out after only 7 laps.
Oh, such a shame, Luke Stapleford. A great ride there. Sam Lowes, how has he managed to do that? It didn't look like he had it, and then he's managed to pick the bike up, get on the gas. Sam Lowes leads from James Ellison. Oh,
that was the manoeuvre he was rehearsing just a lap or so ago, and this time he makes it stick. Lowes across the line, but look at Ellison coming back, and Lowes just squeezing across and closing the door.
A little bit further back there, you can see Mick Robertson just ahead of James Webb, who's backing race in action, and Dean Brown also. But James Ellison now, number 77 on the 1000cc. Can he use the advantage of that 1000cc to try and get back on terms with Sam Lowes?
Yes, great to see James Webb there. He is rehabilitating himself, really. He had a nasty accident at the beginning of the year here at Mallory Park, actually damaged his foot, and he's taken part in a number of the Thundersport GB races this weekend in preparation for this Bill-based race of the year, just to get himself back into some sort of fettle, but he's certainly flying along, Steve.
He is, yes, older brother of Danny Webb, of course, in the MotoGP 125 class. Here we're on board with Phil Crowe again as he goes into Shaw's hairpin. You can just see the engine braking there as he manages to go in. Left, right, left through the bus stop. Just struggling to get on terms with Joel Morris, who's having a stunning ride there up in the top 6.
Yeah, Joel Morris, of course, a local rider, knows this circuit really, really well. He's having a good weekend, and there we see number 7 running through below there. There he is, Joel Morris, just ahead of Phil Crowe.
There's Ben Field, who's running a couple of places behind Mark Littler, who is the current EMRA build-based Mallory Trophy leader. But look at Sam Lowes here, looking very good. Of course, Sam Lowes coming into this event, 2 podium finishes in World Supersport behind him, so he's full of confidence. Ellison yet to really have some luck this season, and well, he must be frustrated at seeing Lowes there a second or 2 ahead of him.
Yeah, still his lap time's looking pretty good. Meanwhile, down in the pits, you can see a degree of anxiety there, but the lap boards being shown. I was saying earlier, Steve, about this hot weather and, of course, the length of the race and tyres. Nobody actually knows, and nobody seems certain in the paddock with this new track surface how abrasive it is and whether or not the tyres are going to last the trip.
Yes, I know for a fact that James Ellison's had to mess around with all sorts of different tyre compounds on the front and the rear, because they're trying to get it work in these hot conditions. Yesterday, of course, was damp for qualifying, so we've had it all here at Mallory Park. It will be interesting to see. You just see a shot there of James Webb up the inside of Mick Robertson, and a little bit further back there, that is one of Mr. Winfield, I believe, just behind Littler.
Yes, indeed. Underneath that banking, maybe not quite as familiar to some of you, this new banking here at Edwina's, the chicane at Mallory Park. There's been a lot of work at this circuit, and it's still going on as well. There's new banking being built all the way around Gerrard's. It's turning into one of the great spectator circuits. Its sobriquet is the friendly circuit, but it's soon going to be one of the best spectator circuits in the country when they've finished all the work here.
I'm not so sure that John Ingram will be calling it the friendly circuit after that second lap crash a little while ago. But there you're just seeing shots of Aussie Billy McConnell, who managed to escape the crash a little earlier on, currently in 3rd position. A bit of a lonely race for him. He was, of course, battling with Luke Stapleford earlier on. Just behind him, his teammate, Paul Young, who we spoke to at the top of the show. Well, he used to live at the top of the hill here at Mallory Park, so he certainly knows his way around. There's Joel Morris, and then there's the Thundersport GB defending GP1 champion Phil Crowe.
Yeah, it's a good effort from Phil, because as you mentioned to him on the grid, he has had all sorts of problems with the machinery this weekend, and as he said himself, he's not feeling as fit as he should be after a big crash. Well, the last lap flag is out, and Sam Lowes having, well, currently has the fastest lap of the race as well. Sam Lowes looking absolutely immaculate around here, Steve.
Yeah, he's done a great job. He got past his teammate a few laps ago, and he's managed to gap him, and it doesn't look like James Ellison's going to have an answer now. Tom Sykes, the last winner of this illustrious trophy, and well, it's going to be another Brit that takes it here. Sam Lowe's on his way now, just a couple of corners left before he is crowned the Build Base Race of the Year champion.
Yep, he's following in the wheel tracks, of course, of John Surtees, of Bob McIntyre, and Mike Hailwood, and Giacomo Agostini, and the list is endless of famous names that have picked up this trophy. Jamie Whittam, Roger Marshall, Barry Sheen, Kenny Roberts, Randy Momola, and now Sam Lowe's added to the list. He wins the Build Base Race of the Year at Mallory Park, and he had to work very hard for that. The track temperature's phenomenal, the weather is beautiful, and well, James Ellison there having to settle for second place behind Sam. Billy McConnell, an excellent and I think rather brave third place. Paul Young fourth, Joel Morris fifth, and Phil Crowe, despite those problems, in sixth place ahead of Michael Robertson, who finished one place ahead of James Webb, Dean Brown, Ben Field, Mark Littler and Sean Winfield. Leon Jacob was 30th, Jody Lee's 14th, and Martin Dawson 50th.
Well, let's have a chat with the race winner, Sam Lowe. Sam, a restart was a little bit hectic, well done. But you got off the line well the second time round, and it was a good fight between you and James for a little while.
Yeah, you know, I was steady away off the start. It's a bit different to the lights that I'm normally used to, but that's my fault. But no, I really enjoyed it. I wanted to put on a bit of a show. Jimbo got a mega start, and it's good battling with him. It's good to see the difference in the bikes. You know, his bike was better some places, mine was a lot better others. So it was really good, and at times it wasn't as good as I wanted to be, but the weather's really hot and it wasn't much grip. But no, it was mega, I really enjoyed it.
James Ellison, second place. I know that it's probably not where you want to be, but difficult conditions out there. What were your feelings after the restart?
Yeah, bridesmaid again, unfortunately, but definitely needed that restart. I mean, I don't know how John doing. Has anybody heard? I hope he's all right, because it was a big crash. So hopefully, you know, both guys are all right involved. But it did, you know, dropped it lucky for us, because we were able to have a restart, and the Bidanca Peter Honda pulled off the line well in round two, so it was good.
Sam was saying that he was quicker in some places, you were quicker in others. It must have been very difficult towards the end. I noticed backmarker sort of held up things a little bit towards the end also.
Yeah, it did a little bit. It was actually more of an advantage for me. It allowed me to catch Sam a little bit, but he didn't really get in my way. So it's just one of those things, a short track, isn't it? But Sam definitely rode the wheels off that thing then, and as did I. You know, we were both pushing for the win. But, you know, enjoyed it. Really enjoyed getting both PTI Hondas out there, and yeah, look forward to next year maybe.
Billy, a bit of a hectic race out there to begin with, a lonely race really for you, but third place, you must be happy.
Yeah, I said starting from fifth where I was, I said a podium would be good. Unfortunately, I was looking forward to a race with Luke Stapleford, and just sort of clawing at him, and I was losing in a few bits. And I really thought we were going to have a bit of a race, and unfortunately his bike broke down. So fortunate for me, but unfortunate for him. Then Christian and Ingram unfortunately had to crash on the first lap, which scared me a little bit. I had to run off the track and hit a big motocross jump out the back and almost threw me over the bars. Looked like a Superman. But yeah, I'm happy. You know, good for the team. It's good for a little confidence. I know it's not the biggest meeting of the year, but it's still confidence, still riding, and you know, hopefully give the boys some inspiration to get some stuff done this week and move forward to Snetterton. So yeah, thanks to Mallory Park for holding the meeting.
Well done to you, Billy. Thanks for coming along, and we'll see you again the rest of the season.
Yeah, cool. Cheers, guys.
And cheers to Sam Lowe's, James Ellison and Billy McConnell at Mallory Park. That's it for Thundersport Plus from myself, Robin Murphy, and from Steve Day. We've had a great time. We'll be back with you soon.